Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Walt from Mouse Talk, back with another episode of the WDW3 for Thursday. And with this week's episode, we're going to do something a little bit different, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to count down best to worst and rank all of the Disney roller coasters throughout Walt Disney World. Now, there are 7 roller coasters in all at Disney World, and I'm going to rank them from my worst all the way down to number 1, my best. You know, this is strictly opinion. This is the ones that I'm going to rank them and which ones I consider are the best, the ones I consider to be the most fun, the most engaging, best themed, everything, and count them all the way down to number 1. So let's get started with number 7. Number 7 is going to be over in Animal Kingdom in Dino Land, and it's going to be Primeval Whirl. Primeval Whirl has been there. It's been there a little while. Obviously, it's been there since Animal Kingdom's opened, and it's not really appealing to look at, and it's definitely dated. It could use a massive refurb or even kind of a reimagining, to be honest with you. But it's not necessarily a terrible roller coaster. The seats themselves, the rides, the vehicles you sit in, they seat 4 at a time, kind of in a circular motion or circular type car that you're sitting in. Kind of spins with a few dips and drops on the track as well. It's kind of a neat ride. It's nothing really what I would say amazing or spectacular. It's just kind of there. You know, if you're looking for a roller coaster and you're over in Animal Kingdom, other than the other roller coaster they have there, which we'll get to later on in our countdown, we would say this one isn't too bad. It's really not. Wait times can actually be pretty long for this ride as well. So if the lines are really long, I would say it's probably a skip, because I don't think I would waste a fast pass on Primeval Whirl. So not the best ride, but if you need a roller coaster and you can't get to any other ones, it might not be too bad. Now, as for number 6, we're going to go over to Magic Kingdom, and we're going to go over to Storybook Circus, and it's going to be the Barnstormer. Barnstormer, it's a classic. It's been around there for a while now, and it's got a little bit of a slight update over the years, especially when New Fantasyland was built. Theming is fun, and it's centered kind of around, of course, the great Goofy himself, and it's kind of neat. It really is kind of cool. It's short and simple. It's a short and simple roller coaster that's kind of catered more to the little ones, if you ask me, but does get a little intense for the really little ones. It's pretty quick. It's not much to it. Just a couple drops, couple loops, and that's about it. The seats are a bit uncomfortable for adults, and the ride can be a little rough. This one probably isn't going to go anywhere for a while, but could use some updated cars and track to make it a little bit more comfy, but that's probably just me nitpicking. It's really not that bad. Wait times usually are manageable at this ride, except during the really busy times, in which case it would probably have to be a pass. Because again, this is another one of those rides that I'm probably not going to waste a fast pass on. Not too bad of a ride, not the best ride, but again, it's a cute one to go on, especially with the little ones. If you have ones that are maybe going to do their first roller coaster and you want to kind of get their feet wet with a good one, this might be the one to do for them. So there you go. That's number 6. And number 5, you guys are probably going to be a little shocked at this one, but number 5 for me is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Of course, it's over at Magic Kingdom in New Fantasyland, and this is the newest of all the coasters on this list, and it really is a fun and enjoyable coaster. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy this coaster. It really is a lot of fun. The theming is well done, and it's extremely immersive throughout the whole experience, including the queue, which is both fun and interactive at times. Got some areas there that are kind of neat. The cars that you sit in are pretty cool as well and comfortable, and they kind of sway from side to side. Not a lot, but just a little bit, and that kind of helps to add to the experience. Now, the one complaint I do have about this ride is the amount of time that you're on it, and if you've ever seen some of our previous videos, you probably already know why. The ride is fun, and there is a great moment there where you do get to go through the mine, and you see the characters during a slow point in the ride. I just feel this coaster is too short. I love the scene at the end of the ride, too, where at the end of the ride, you're getting ready to get off, and you see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs reenacting the dance scene from the movie with the witch outside the door looking in. But the coaster's just way too short. They're just not on there that long. And to me, for the amount of wait time that you have to put into it, it just kind of takes away from it a little bit. Wait times for this ride are always long, and this has to be a fast pass priority. If you have to wait, I would probably have to say this might be a might not. So there you go, number 5. A great ride, don't get me wrong, really fun, very enjoyable, but kind of doesn't have the bang for the buck. For the amount of time you have to wait, it's just such a short ride. So there you go, that's number 5. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4, we're going to stay at Magic Kingdom. We're going to go over to Tomorrowland. And it's Space Mountain. Space Mountain is my number 4. This, of course, is a true classic Disney attraction. It's been there for so long. It's wonderful. It's a great ride. It's really fun. It's a great coaster. It has many twists and turns and drops, all taking place in the dark, which is really kind of neat. The ride is a great coaster, and it's lots and lots of fun. The queue is themed pretty well, but nothing that I would really say is fun to look at. There's some interactive areas there to keep you occupied if you're waiting in the standby line. But to be honest, I feel this queue could be better. I really think they could take it kind of to a whole nother level if they really wanted to take the time, take the ride down for an extended period of time and redo it. I really think they could. The cars are designed for one person in each car. Cars are behind one another, so they're kind of like back to back to back. But what makes this ride fun is the length of the ride. This ride is a really long one. In my opinion, I think it's pretty long. Just when you think it's over, there's a little more to go. And it just makes it that much more fun. I think it's a great ride. It really is. Wait times can be high, and usually are, so this is a Fast Pass must for sure as well. Is it worth the wait? Yeah, I think it's worth the wait. I do. I really do. If you have to do the standby, I would wait. This is a great ride. It's a classic. Definitely a must-do, for sure. So there you go. That's number 4. Let's move on to number 3. And number 3 is going to be over at Hollywood Studios, and it's the Rock and Roller Coaster. Now, I know for a lot of people, this is going to be their number 1. But for me, it's great. Don't get me wrong, but it falls at number 3. This is the only coaster in Disney that does have a loop. The roller coaster is themed to the rock group Aerosmith, and themed pretty well, to be honest with you. Again, this is nothing overly exciting when you talk about the theming, and there are no real interactive parts to the theming or in the queue area to keep you company while you're waiting, but still done well for its purpose, I think. The cars seat 2 people in each one, and once you get going, the ride is pretty amazing after that point. Unlike any other coaster in Disney as well, this one gets you going from the very, very start. You go from 0 to 60 in seconds as you careen up and down across the LA night, which makes you feel just like you're on the highway, which is really, really cool. And, of course, you pass right under the Hollywood sign, too. This ride is pretty amazing. It's pretty cool. The ride's awesome, and it's definitely a must-do. I would say this is not something you can miss. It is intense, so if you're a little squeamish or if you have some little ones, this one might not be one for you. This might be one you want to sit out because it is pretty intense, especially for Disney standard. The wait times are always long at this ride, and this is another one that is definitely a fast pass without a doubt. If you are going to wait in the standby line, if it's kind of like your only option, I'd say it's a go only if the wait times are under 60 to 70 minutes. You start running into the 80, 90, 100 minutes. Now you're talking 1 to 2 hours. At that point, it's really up to you, but that's where my breaking point is 60 minutes. But there you go, number 3, Rock and Roller Coaster. Great ride. Definitely must do if you can. Don't miss it. So now we're down to our last 2, and these are great ones. I think everybody would agree that they're both really, really great. And I guess you're probably wondering what's number 2 for me. And number 2 is over at Magic Kingdom in Frontierland, and it's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Number 2 and number 1 were really kind of hard for me. It was the first roller coaster I ever rode at Disney when I went to Disney for the first time. And I just love this ride. I think it's fantastic. It's just another instant Disney classic attraction. It's a must-do for sure. I would say you can't miss it. And this coaster is definitely the wildest ride in the wilderness. The coaster is led by a train, and each car seats 2. There are 3 lifts throughout the ride with plenty of dips, turns, and twists, and some pretty cool views of the castle as well. If you look off in the distance, you can see the castle. That's kind of neat. The theming is done really, really well throughout the ride, including the queue. No real interactive areas to participate in, so that's kind of too bad. I love this ride, and again, the wait times can be a little high, so Fast Pass is a must if you can. If standby is your only option, the one downfall I would say about the standby queue is the fact that the queue is entirely outside. That can be a little uncomfortable during the summertime and in the heat. Other than that, this ride is fantastic. It's definitely one of my favorites. It would be number 1 for me if it wasn't for what is number 1. And what is number 1 is over in Animal Kingdom in Asia, and it's Expedition Everest. Just the single best coaster on Disney property, in my humble opinion. If you can only do one coaster, this is the one to do. The theming throughout the entire attraction is amazing, and the queue is probably the best themed queue of any of the coasters on this list. The ride vehicles seat 2, and the ride experience itself is unlike any other Disney ride. I don't really want to spoil it for you guys, but without spoiling it, I would have to say those who have never ridden before, let's just kind of say the ride doesn't always have a finished track, so something has to give. You got to go somewhere. Everest can be pretty intense, but for the most part, it's just a really, really fun ride. Of course, during your journey in that ride, there's always a good chance you might come to face with a pretty famous monster from the Himalayas as well, and that's really, really cool. It's just fantastic. I think you guys would love it if you haven't done it. And no coaster in Disney beats Everest, and that's why it's number 1 on my list. Wait times are usually high for this ride, but not always. I have seen it sometimes when it's 30, 35, 25 minutes. So that makes it a must-do fast pass as well, because you definitely do not want to miss Everest. If standby is all that's available to do, then I'd say do it. This ride is worth it. From 7 down to 1, that's my list. Now I throw it out to you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think. What's your number 1? Give me your list. Give me your 7. Rank them for me. I'd love to be able to kind of mix and match and compare and see what you guys think. Definitely would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. If you did like this video, if you thought it was fun, please give us a thumbs up, and also share the video as well if you could. Kind of let other people see it and do their rankings as well. And if you haven't already, please go out and subscribe to our channel. In the bottom right-hand corner there, you'll see the Mouse Talk logo. If you just hover over that, you can subscribe right there. We'd love for you to do that as well. Other than that, we just want to say thank you for listening to the video today and watching. Hope you guys really, really enjoyed it. We definitely enjoyed bringing it to you. And until next time, hope you guys take care of yourselves and each other. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.